What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90, and yes, it is time for the Europa League round of 16 second leg predictions. And I just want to say to all the Man United fans who did dislike my Champions League prediction video where I said Atletico Madrid win 1-0, it's really not that deep, but I was actually one of the only people I saw online that predicted that score correct. I was pretty impressed with that. Now, let's see if we can replicate the same results with the Europa League. We had one perfect score in the last round of Europa League fixtures, and that was the Sevilla 1-0 win against West Ham. So apparently, when I predict 1-0 for a European team against an English team, odds are it's probably going to happen. So we'll kick off with the first game. Drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. We are kicking off with an absolute belter by Leverkusen up against Atalanta. I think this one, it's written in the stars. It's going to be as though the first game never ended. It's going to seamlessly carry on into the second game. There's going to be more goals. Last time, I predicted a 2-2 draw, and my tip was both teams scoring over 2.5 goals. It ended 3-2 to Atalanta. This time, I'm going to predict a 2-2 draw, and my tip is going to be both teams scoring over 2.5 goals at 1.72, because there's no way these two teams don't just score loads of goals. Atalanta, one of the freest flowing attacking teams in Serie A. By Leverkusen, the same can be said with them in the Bundesliga. Obviously, Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund might have something to say about that, but Bayer Leverkusen in their own right are definitely up there in terms of goal scoring, but both teams are vulnerable at the back. Bayer Leverkusen at home have to go for it with the 1-goal deficit, and Atalanta will be able to catch them on the break, I think, and will score goals. Atalanta are not the type of team to park the bus and sit on a lead. They will try and extend said lead, and I think they'll do just enough to get through with a draw here. After that, Red Star Belgrade up against Rangers. What a fantastic result for Rangers in the first leg. I predicted they would get a win, but I thought Red Star Belgrade would at least score. They came close, and I think maybe 3-0 flattered Rangers a little bit, but Rangers have definitely done enough, in my opinion, to get through in this one. Now, obviously, those of you that remember a few years back, Liverpool went to Red Star Belgrade and lost 2-0 in the Champions League. It is a daunting place to go. It certainly is. So I don't think Rangers are going to run away with this at all. I think Red Star Belgrade are going to score, but I am going to give Rangers a consolation goal, and I think their lead is just too insurmountable for Red Star Belgrade at this point. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. My tip is both teams to score at 1.7. Red Star Belgrade are going to score. They just are, but I think Rangers can nick a goal as well. I think Rangers' goal is the least unlikely of the two for me, but given how well they played in the first leg, I'm going to give them that 1 goal. Now, after that, we have Galatasaray up against Barcelona. Unbelievable that the first game ended 0-0. I thought Barcelona created enough chances to win that 3 or 4-0, but they just couldn't put them away. So I've got to give credit to Galatasaray. I think Barcelona were underwhelming. I think Galatasaray worked really, really hard. However, this is going to be a step too far. It's over 2 legs, and there's no doubt that Barcelona will go through. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Barcelona, and I thought some pretty good value, given that I expect Barcelona to score in the first half this time and not leave it to the fourth half of the 4 halves in the 2-legged tie. My tip is going to be Barcelona -1 at 1.95. I think it should be a pretty clear-cut victory for Barcelona. Now, after that, we have Monaco up against Braga. Shocking victory, in my opinion, to be honest, for Braga to win 2-0 with scoring 2 goals without reply against Monaco. That's very, very impressive. So I therefore think Monaco are going to struggle to really bring back that lead. I could see this ending 2-0 to Monaco and then potentially going to extra time and penalties, but I'm just going to go for a 2-1 win to Monaco. I think they will win because they have to. They have to do more than win. So at the very least, they should win. So I'm going to go for the win. My tip is Monaco to win at 1.5, but I think Braga will still do enough to qualify. Now, after that, it is Eintracht Frankfurt up against Real Betis, and again, I'm going to pretty much go with the same exact score prediction and tip I did in the first leg because my logic hasn't changed, really. So I went for a 2-2 draw with both teams to score in the first leg. Frankfurt managed to come away with a 2-1 away win, which is fantastic. Betis now have to go for it, and yes, they're not the team they were perhaps earlier on in the season, January, December, that sort of thing, but I do think they're going to go for it. There's going to be goals. I'm going to go for another 2-2 draw and another tip of both teams to score at 1.53. Now, after that, it is Olympique Lyonnais up against FC Porto. I really struggled to predict this one. I think Porto should be good enough to win, but their away record in Europe is not particularly strong, and Lyon, their tails will be up after beating Porto in their own backyard. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Lyon. Not entirely confident on that. Could be a draw. Porto could win. My tip is Lyon draw no better, 1.61. Personally, I would stay away from this one. There are enough shocks with the result in the first leg for me to think, you know what, stay away from this one. Now, after that, the final game, West Ham's Cup final up against Sevilla. And I think it's going to be a step too far. I think the accumulation of the entire season and the effect it's had on the West Ham squad, it's all kind of coming to this point to where I don't think they'll have enough to get past Sevilla. Sevilla, a very, very good team. And obviously I predicted the 1-0 win in the first leg, and I think it was deserved. I think Sevilla deserved the win. I'm going to go for a very close game. I just think West Ham will fall short, unfortunately. I'd love to see the Hammers go far because, you know, they're an English club and I'm an English person, but I think this is a step too far. Sevilla's Europa League pedigree is just up there with the best of the best, really. When it comes to the Europa League, there's no one better. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And my tip, I've gone out there, high value, draw and both teams to score at 4.75. This won't end 0-0 because West Ham have to score. But I think Sevilla will be good enough to cancel out anything West Ham do bring to the table. So I'm going to go for that 1-1. Could see it ending 2-1 to West Ham, but I'm going to go just really with Sevilla across the two legs, which was my prediction to begin with, unfortunately. I thought West Ham were dealt a very tough hand being given Sevilla. So that is going to do it for my Europa League around of 16 second leg predictions. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. I should have a Premier League video coming out soon, and I'll see you in that video very soon.